start? Wait, let me just check it out.
First, my topic, madam. Scheme funding. Hello.
Yeah, one sec, I'm coming. Jessica? Okay, I'll put off my mic. You can start, Om Prakash. Okay?
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Hi, everybody. As we are discussing the KG to PG scheme implemented by Government of Telangana in 2014. So regarding this, the scheme should be funded by the completely. This scheme funded by the Government of Telangana. As of latest reports, has allocated 10,000 crores. If you see that it is a huge amount, but it is not enough for the complete scheme up to PG. So for higher studies, the cost is more than we expect 9.7% on the average total of the budget. So presently that amount is allocated, and the idea of this establishing institution is to provide high quality education when compared to the private institutions, and this scheme is a welcome opportunity for the poor people to educate, who has not enough money to give education for the children. Since it is a prestigious project, the government has to address so many issues for this scheme to be accomplished. Regarding this, establishment of institutes with friendly and learner-friendly infrastructure environment may be the first step for this scheme to go forward. However, the quality of child-friendly education at school level may become major irritant. And major point is that the success or the failure of any scheme depends upon the collective and coordinated role played by all stakeholders, especially teacher fraternity. Okay, this scheme, if the scheme is to be successful, everyone should take part and in the scheme. And the major points regarding this scheme funding are: first, every school there should be a school for every constituency, and a school with every school have 15 acres and with hostel facility, and well equipped with 54 crores for every school. Their budget is 54 crores for their buildings, infrastructure, everything. And teaching will be in Telugu, as we have discussed, up to 5th class Telugu medium. Later on, that means mother tongue. Later on, English is added, and classes will be start from 1st class, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th in the first year, and later on, classes will be added in the next academic years. And each class there are 2 sessions up to primary class, and later 3 sections for the for each class up to 9th, and each section contains 40 members. And system should be education system is co-educated, but regarding the hostel facilities, they are separated. For boys separate hostel, girls separate hostel, and admissions is first preference is given for the dropouts and the next next other people. And coming to teachers, highly qualified teachers will be recruited for this schools, and these schools are recognized as a center for excellency. And regarding the food, the nutrition food should be given to the students, and cooks, helpers are appointed on the basis of their outsourcing, and they are not permanent. If they are not good at, they can remove their the employees. And coming to other staff members, each school should have 34 members of staff, 10 for the primary and 12 for the upper primary levels. And those who complete 10th class in 2016-2017 will continue in intermediate degree and postgraduate up to PG. They will continue. These are the main points in this school KG to PG funding scheme. Madam, this is the point. Coming to KG to PG debate, I couldn't understand, madam. So, can you explain it? Hello?
Okay, I got it. Om Prakash, I got it, what you said. Okay. Now, I think, did you follow what Om Prakash said regarding the KG to PG scheme funding? So, how much is actually the amount that was allotted by the government of Telangana in the year 2014? 10,738 crores. Okay. So, whatever the amount was allotted by the government, that could not be sufficient for the complete education of the poor people, because in order to have a quality education, especially the higher education, because this KG to PG scheme is meant not only for the school level but also at the college and the university level. So it needs lots and lots of amount, but this amount, it has been allotted for that financial year. See, generally what happens is that people do have a feeling that compared to the private schools, the government schools are not that good. So in order to take away that feeling among the people, the government is trying its best to give the complete infrastructure, high quality infrastructure, okay, and even the high quality of education in such a way that it would be the whatever the building they are, whatever the institution they are going to have, it would be a learner-centered infrastructure, and it would be the child-friendly education. And the curriculum, the infrastructure, the strategies, and all the things that will be arranged for this government schools will be in such a way that it would be the learner-friendly, okay, and child-friendly education, so that no child. Especially what happens is that this scheme has been started in order to attract the dropouts, so that the literacy rate among the students, especially coming from the backward, will be given motivation. Okay, and this is what he said. And it was a welcome step for the people who are economically backward, because who have financial crisis, because giving education up to school level would be a big task for them. But when this scheme was started, most of the parents who were reluctant not to join their kids in the school, not to join their kids in the school, at least after the 10th standard, and because of this facility given by the government, most of the students had the chance of pursuing their education. Okay, because it was free education, free food, and free books, and quality of education, highly qualified teachers, and child-friendly, learner-friendly, and even you see that all the things that are required for the development of the children will be taken care by the government. Okay, so the government's intention in order to implement this scheme was to take away the poverty, okay, enhance the literacy rate by helping the students who were economically backward and who had financial crisis, and because of that, most of the students they used to drop out. Okay, though no enrollment was there, no retention was there. So this scheme has motivated all the parents, okay, to join their kids in the government schools, and the government schools were given all the facilities, all high quality infrastructure, and all the all the latest methods, technology were implemented or were given in the government schools, because they wanted to get a feeling that even the government schools are better compared to the private schools. Okay, so what are the things in private schools? You have a good infrastructure. In the private schools, you have you have a playground and everything. So in case if you happen to visit any of the government schools, now you just have a look. Whatever the planning I'm telling you now, 2014. Now it was started in the year 2014. Now, when you happen to visit Hayat Nagar, when you happen to visit Vanasalipuram, or when you happen to visit any of the schools, you see that every school will be having a ground. Every school will be having a ground, and they will be having all the facilities that are present in the private organizations. Now, in case if you come across some private organizations, you don't find a ground. But in all the government schools, definitely a ground will be there, because it is a rule that every school should have a ground, and that is a rule. Okay, they have to follow that. And even you could find all the latest, the infrastructure would be there, all the latest our facilities that are required for the upliftment of the child. Everything will be found in the government school, but only thing that execution will not be there. So here, learner-friendly, child-friendly education will be given to the students who study in the government school. This is what Om Prakash said, and this is what again I am repeating. Did you get the point? What happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now he said that every section should have only 40 members. Then it would be a co-education. Okay. Then here, according to this, every school will be there for every constituency, and every school will have 15 acres with the hostel, and the hostel would be different for girls and the boys. Then it would be well equipped with the 54.56 crores. This is about 2014 when it has been started. So what happened up to the 5th standard, Telugu medium, then after that English medium. Then after 2017, the admissions will be only in the first. In the beginning, they have started the classes for 1, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th. While starting ages are 1st to 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th classes they have started. But after 2017, only students will be joined in the first class. And in the beginning, they have started looking into the age of the students. They have started 1st standard, 3rd standard, 5th, 7th, and 9th. But after 2017, the students will be taken only in 1st standard. Okay. So 2 sections will be there, and 2 sections for primary and 3 sections for upper primary. Okay, totally how much is the strength of the faculty there? 32, 34, 10 for primary, 12 for upper primary, and 12 for high school. Okay, nutritious food will be given. Okay, and qualified teachers will be recruited, and trained teachers will be recruited. Cooks and helpers are also appointed on the basis of outsourcing. Outsourcing at what do you mean outsourcing at enti? Anyone?
Private employees.
There are temporary employees.
Yeah, they are accountable. And it is in the hands of the government that if they don't work properly, if they are not up to the mark in their work, okay, so accountability ఉంటుంది. Okay, outsource companies అంటే accountable ఉంటుంది. Everything. అంటే if they want to maintain their reputation, definitely they do better. And that is what the government is expecting. And for that purpose, they go for the outsourcing company. It is nothing but ad hoc basis it will be there. Okay. Did you get it? This is a funding. Totally for when did they start? This? In the year, which year they have started? Which year did? ఏ ఇయర్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు చెప్పారు కదా
2014 మేడం.
దట్స్ వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది మిడ్ డే మీల్ స్కీమ్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు? మిడ్ డే మీల్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు?
1995.
Then when was it renamed?
2007 October.
2008-9 లో మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళు రీనేమ్ చేశారు నేషనల్ వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఫర్ మిడ్ డే మీల్ స్కీమ్ అని. ఓకే ఫైన్. అవన్నీ 2014 లో వాళ్ళు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. దెన్ ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ హావ్ టోల్డ్ దట్ వాస్ మెంట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ దట్ ఇయర్. అంటే ఆ ఇయర్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. ఆ ఇయర్ లో ఫైనాన్షియల్ అమౌంట్ ఎంత పే వాళ్ళు, హౌ మచ్ వాస్ ద అమౌంట్ అలాటెడ్ టువర్డ్స్ ఫర్ దిస్ కేజీ టు పీజీ స్కీమ్? The amount allotted was somewhere 10,738 crores. So even that was not sufficient. And the total state budget ki enta 9.7% of the total state budget. Total budget lo 9.7% was allotted to the education sector. That is to this particular KG to PG scheme. And even that was not sufficient because in order to have a good quality of education and good nutritious food, the amount whatever has been allotted by the government of Telangana towards the education, free education, okay, was not sufficient. Okay, how much was the percentage? 9.7% of the total budget. And 9.7 ఎంత వస్తుంది అది? Which is nothing but 10,738 crores. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
What happened? అంటే టోటల్ బడ్జెట్ లో 10% అనుకోండి. టోటల్ బడ్జెట్ ఎంత ఉందో దాంట్లో 10% ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ కి ఇచ్చారు. అది ఈ స్కీమ్ కిందకి ఇచ్చారు. అండ్ అది ఎంత వస్తుంది? అది మీకు 10,738 crores అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ అంత వస్తుంది. ఓకే, అంటే దే హ్యావ్ టేకన్ 1/10 ఆఫ్ ద బడ్జెట్. No, say I'm telling you the different way. Okay. What is this? KG to PG debates in Telangana. Okay. See. Okay, fine. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే KG to PG debates in Telangana. It is nothing but the KG to PG scheme is a promise in terms of growth as well as the social equity. Okay, by trusting and empowering people through decentralization of development and by ensuring universal access to quality education. And what do you mean by this? See, what do you mean by that? Because ఏంటంటే, see, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to what is that? It is not that easy to have accessibility to all the students. If it is situation in one place. And ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అంటే, what do you mean by decentralization?
Power is distributed.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇప్పుడు మీకు we have any example you can take, whether you can take in the form of hotels, you can take in the form of the what is that shopping malls or whatever it may be. So in order to see one person cannot look into what is that all the things, and he cannot be able to satisfy the needs of all the people. For that purpose, for example, you have what is that? Any shop you take over, you have now. For example, you take brand factory. Brand factory, do you find only one? No. In different places, this particular factory is found. And why is it? And they see that it is accessible, and also whatever the thing have been, they have in their particular what is that rules and regulations. That will be applied and according to the convenience of the customers. And they have to satisfy the customers, and they have to keep up the name of the particular factory. Whether it may be the factory, whether it may be the hotels, whether it may be the restaurants or anything. Like we have what is the South India Mall, we have Bata. And then what happens by empowering people through decentralization? And then what I mean to say is that here we don't have one school. There will be n number of schools, and there it has to be interested by empowering people through decentralization of development and by ensuring universal access to quality education. And now just tell me, how many now do you think that is it possible to access education, that to quality education, to all the students who are economically backward and who have financial crisis? Is it possible?
No.
Okay. And see, then right now, in order to have accessibility to all the students who are from economically backward, that is financial crisis, okay? One sec. Okay. Sika, please go. Okay. See what happens. What I mean to say is that it's not that easy to run a particular thing. See, decentralization is the process by which the activities of an organization, particularly those regarding planning and decision making, are distributed or delegated away from a central authoritative location or a group. And what happens here? A particular organization will be divided. It will be divided into different areas. Like here, the government school. Now ZPHS government school is there. Champapet government school is there. Hayatnagar government school is there. So what happened? One person cannot look into all the things. Okay. So what happened here? They have divided that particular different areas. The schools have been located in different places, and that particular school will be having the authority to run the school on their own, looking into the management and the maintaining the quality and accessibility to the accessibility of education to all the students. Did you get my point?
Okay.
Tell me what is it? Ante okay. ఏంటంటే ఒకరు they cannot look into all the things. అంటే one person cannot run the show, one organization cannot run the show, okay, looking into maintaining the quality of education, okay, and accessibility to all the children. So what they have done is that they have decentralized. Decentralized is nothing but they have given authority to different schools over here. Now ZPHS, it runs on its own. Champapet, it runs on its own. Hayatnagar, it runs on its own. Ante enti, for the development of the school, the school people have been given the authority. No one group will maintain all these things. While a school lo unnaru, walla management, walla headmaster, they have to work hard for the development. Did you get my point? ఇవన్నీ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ కిందకే వస్తాయి. కానీ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు దే ఫాలో ద రూల్స్. కానీ ఏంటంటే ద డెవలప్మెంట్ అండ్ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ will be under the control of the school management and the headmaster. That is called as decentralization. Arthamayyinda leda?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? Did you get my point? What I mean to say, ఒకే స్కూల్లో ఇప్పుడు మనకు ZPHS ఇవన్నీ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ కిందకి వస్తాయి. All these schools come under the government schools. అవునా కదా? Do you think that one particular organization can run all these schools looking into the development and maintaining the quality of education? It's not possible. For that purpose, what did they do? They have decentralized it, and they have given the authority of the development of that particular school to the management, to the headmaster, and the management of that particular school. The headmaster has to look into all the factors that are necessary to maintain the quality of education and accessibility to all the children. So here what happens ante ikkada power distribution anta authority anta everku untundi which do you think that all schools will be maintained? They'll maintain maintenance ante enti, they will look into whether the schools are following the rules and the regulations or not. That will be looked at by the higher organizations. But regarding the development and all, it is completely under the management of that school, whoever is going to run it. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened, Nitesh? You are not responding.
Yes, ma'am. I have responded earlier only.
కాదు, ఇప్పుడు ఢిల్లీ పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్ ఉంది. You have now you have what is that? You have n number of schools with different branches. Now we have what is that? Tell me any hotel name which has many branches.
Taj.
Taj. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడ తాజ్?
Abbots, Secunderabad, Banjara Hills.
ఓకే ఫైన్. అంటే ఏంటి, వీళ్ళదంతా ఒకటే తాజ్. ఇప్పుడు వెదర్ యూ హ్యావ్ whatever the quality of food, okay, and the hygiene of that particular place and everything, do you think that all the three will be maintained by one?
No, ma'am.
No, దే విల్ బి అండర్ దట్. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే దాన్ని డీసెంట్రలైజ్ చేశారు. అంటే తాజ్ బంజారా విల్ బి అండర్ ద కంట్రోల్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్సన్ హూ ఈస్ మేనేజింగ్ దట్. అండ్ అగైన్ సికింద్రాబాద్ ఓకే ఏంటంటే the person whoever is the stakeholders will be the management and the person who is looking after into it. So they have divided the authority, they have given the authority for the development of that particular branch to different people. And that particular person has to look into all the factors, all the things that are necessary for the development of the hotel. He has to maintain the quality of food, he has to maintain the hygiene of that particular place, and he has to look into all the things that are necessary for the customers. Here no person is going to poke his nose in these matters. It is up to him. In the same manner the government has decentralized, and every school has the authority to take certain actions, to take necessary steps for the development of the education, for the development of the school according to the needs of the children. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Shravani, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
అంటే ఏంటి వాళ్ళ స్కూల్ వాళ్ళు చూసుకోవాలి. అది డీసెంట్రలైజ్. ఒకరి గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్ అంటే అన్ని గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ ఒకరితో కాదు. ఓకే, ఒకరితో చూడడానికి కాదు, కానీ ఒకటే స్కూల్ ఉంటే అందరికీ యాక్సెసిబిలిటీ ఉండదు. అందుకే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు, డిఫరెంట్ స్కూల్స్ పెట్టి వాళ్ళ స్కూల్ వాళ్ళు ద హెడ్ మాస్టర్ హ్యాస్ టు లుక్. నౌ హెడ్ మాస్టర్ హ్యాస్ ద ఆల్ ద రైట్స్ to take necessary actions for the betterment of the children, to maintain the quality of education. Okay, he can use his own strategies, techniques. No person will interfere. Adi endante he will be the stakeholder, he will be accountable for the development of the school. Did you get my point? Okay, fine. Now English medium of instruction, who is that?
Ma'am, Nitesh ma'am.
Yeah, Nitesh, yeah, carry on, man.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Topic is English medium of instruction. Andhra Pradesh State Education Minister is Ganta Srinivasa Rao. He announced that English medium should be the instruction medium of instruction for government schools. He announced that. So why he announced that? Because in private schools many of the parents are admitting their children into the private schools because of the English medium medium of instruction. But in government Andhra Pradesh State Education Minister have announced that government schools also should run under English medium guidance. So that was the thing, and he said that students are though in government schools there are best teachers and free uniforms and midday meals are being provided in government schools, but then also the poor performance of students have been recorded in government schools. So in order to compete with the private school institutions, State Education Minister Ganta Srinivas Rao have decided that English medium should be the mode of instruction in government schools. So how they have started means they have started with Anganwadi centers by converting them into the English medium of instruction. That is one thing, and one more thing is government schools have state Telangana state government in collaboration with NGO Save the Children. So they both have collaborated, and they have designed a special workbook with the help with that subject can be understood better, and teachers are also shared their point of view that there should be one academic leadership, like a headmaster. Like whenever teachers are in problem, headmaster should take care of that and should guide them. So that is one of the thing. And earlier in government schools 3R used to be implemented, like reading, writing and arithmetic. that comes under teacher centric approach. So now the idea is to convert into child centric approach. So that was explained by Sri Nagesh. So these child centric approach should be through workbooks. So like integrated workbooks have been designed, like the classes 3, 4 and 5 are integrated into one workbook, like Telugu, English and Maths. And there is one more report by Pratham, that is government school children are performing poorly in languages and maths. So in these areas there should be more focus. So Nagesh added. And then Save the Children is the NGO that works under the guidance of Telangana state government. So they have been given a 40 project schools in both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and they are working on it. And these books are readily available support material for teachers, and designed to encourage them to focus on building each child's learning capacity. So these, as I said, Telangana state government and Save the Children NGO have designed a special workbooks. So these workbooks are helpful for both teachers and learners as well. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah, actually the major emphasis on is a medium of instruction. See, many parents are of the opinion that students who study in English medium, English as a medium of instruction, would be better in all aspects, and they are going to have a bright future. Okay, as the possibilities and the opportunities for a better job would be more for the children who study in English medium schools compared to the students whose medium of instruction is Telugu. Okay, and they have seen that even then, coming to the success rate, when they did the survey, coming to the success rate, the private schools were doing better compared to the government schools. And the reason, when they did the survey, and they found that the reason behind this failure of the government schools was because of the medium of instruction. This is what Nitish said, isn't it? And that is what it is there. So for that purpose, who is that person? Ganta Srinivas Rao. Okay. And for that purpose, he said that all government-run Anganwadi centers, nursery schools in AP will be converted into kindergarten education centers as a first step to introduce the English medium instruction. I think you might have come across, and for this drastic changes, since most of the people and most of the parents, they have the opinion that students, those who study in the English medium, are better in all aspects compared to the government, compared to the students who study in government schools. So actually, survey was done, they did, and even the result was that the outcome was that really the students, those who studied in private, were doing better compared to the government school. So they came to know the reason behind that. And in case if you have an idea, previously, if you observe. If you compare the English textbook of Telugu medium and English medium students, Telugu medium students, the English textbook was quite different compared to the students. Okay, same class, English subject, same class. For example, if I say that 6th standard, 7th standard, or whatever it may be, if I check the 7th standard English textbook of Telugu medium student, and if I check the 7th standard of English medium student, you could see a good difference when it comes to the language, when it comes to the concept or whatever it may be. See, and they thought that this was a big hurdle for the Telugu medium people to study the languages. they found out that the subjects, the English, the languages, when they did the survey, the students were not that good at languages and math, and 3R was introduced, okay, in order to make the students to overcome these problems. But still, what happened? Even then, what happened? The textbooks in the Telugu medium, in the English textbook in government schools, that is in the Telugu medium instruction, and in English medium, they were quite different. So now what happened? The government has taken a decision that whether it is Telugu medium or English medium, all the English textbooks should be same for both the media of instruction. మీకు ఐడియా ఉందా దీని గురించి? What happened? Do you have an idea? Previously, English textbook was quite different.
Yes.
తెలుగు గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ వాళ్ళకు ఇంగ్లీష్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ వేరే ఉండే, ప్రైవేట్ స్కూల్స్ వాళ్ళకు ఇంగ్లీష్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ వేరే ఉండే, ఈవెన్ దో ద క్లాసెస్ వర్ సేమ్. కానీ దీని వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే the students were lagging behind in languages. For that purpose, government has decided to have the same textbook for both media. In the beginning, I think this is somewhere they have this step was taken somewhere 5 to 6 years back. At that time, in the first year, most of the students, they found it very difficult. But gradually, what happened? So slowly they started coping up with the language. Now at least to some extent, the students have in the government schools have learned a lot. They have developed, but still you could see that most of the children are lagging behind in the languages and math. And for that purpose, the 3R has been introduced. Even now we have 3R. అది అప్పుడు 2014 అవన్నీ కాదు, కానీ ఇప్పుడు కూడా 3R ఉంటుంది. ఎప్పుడైనా ఏదైనా ఉన్నప్పుడు 3R అంటారంటే 1 month completely reading, writing and arithmetic. And you will be surprised that most of the children in government schools will not be able to read properly. వాళ్ళకు సెంటెన్సెస్ చదవడానికి రాదు. అందుకని వాళ్ళు this 3R has been introduced to make the students to overcome their problem. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now ఇది Save the Children NGOs. Okay, అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే వర్క్ బుక్స్. Previously, the 3R was a teacher centric, but now they have developed a workbook which would be the child centric. What is the difference between the teacher centric and child centric? What happened?
Child centric means the participation of students will be more, ma'am.
Then teacher centric అంటే ఏంటి? Only the teacher is going to be a part of it. Okay, the students interactive and the students' role will not be there. Only the teacher will take the class, the teacher will shout in the class, the teacher will explain. Only that part will be done by the teacher, but the students' activity will not be there. The students' involvement will not be there. For that purpose, since this 3R, whichever has been introduced by this government, so it was purely teacher centric. Until the teacher had to do major role compared to the students. So for that purpose, what happened? This NGO Save the Children have decided to design a special workbook which would be the child centric. And child centric is nothing but this workbook is purely prepared from the student's point of view, not from the teacher's point of view. And this 3R was teacher centric. And the teacher's role was major compared to the student's role. So అందుకని ఏం చేశారు, ఒక వర్క్ బుక్ ప్రిపేర్ చేశారు ఫర్ ఆల్ ద క్లాసెస్. ఓకే, that would be beneficial as it is child centric. అంటే ఏంటి, the workbook expects the role of a child more compared to the teacher's role. Did you get my point? 3, 4, 5 the classes 3, 4, 5 వాళ్ళకు ఈ వర్క్ బుక్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. Understood? Say so, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now English as a medium of instructions. Decentralization అర్థం అయ్యిందా లేదా?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, ma'am? I'll give you a living example. Now, who is our chairman? My goodness.
Srindu Sen, ma'am.
Govinda Reddy.
Amma, Nitish, he'll bang you. Who is our chairman? మన స్కూల్ కాలేజ్ చైర్మన్ ఎవరు?
వెంకట్రావు.
Venkatrao, ma'am.
సరే వెంకట్రావు. ఇప్పుడు వెంకట్రావు what our chairman did. Now we have Sri Indu B.Ed College, we have MBA, we had MCA, we had BTech, we have MTech, this, all this. So what is this? And one person cannot manage all the branches. అందుకని ఏం చేశారు? Now B.Ed is under the control of Sundar sir. Now we have what is that? MBA, MCA. So ఏంటంటే these are nothing but the decentralization. అంటే ఓకే లైక్ మనకు హోటల్స్ ఉంటాయి, సురభి ఉంది, ఇంకోటి ఏంటి చట్నీస్ కాదు, ఇంకోటి ఏది చాలా ఉంటుంది, విచ్ ఇస్ ద హోటల్ విచ్ ఇస్ ఫేమస్, వి హ్యావ్ నా స్వాగత్ మనకి ఇక్కడ ఒకటి ఉంది, మనకు ఇక్కడ వనస్థలిపురంలో ఒకటి ఉంది. Then we have at Nagol, we have in Dilshinagar. So do you think that it is actually this particular business is run by one person or few, ante 2-3 people will be there? It's what is the partnership? And do you think that they are going to manage, they are going to look into the development, the quality of food and everything will be managed by those 3 people? No, they have decentralized. Swagat Uppal will be